You ever notice? The best stories don't start with fireworks, no dramatic music, no perfect timing. They start with something quieter, someone shrugging and saying, "Well, I wasn't planning on this." And that's when you lean in. Because you know, this one's going to matter. So imagine this, a creaky porch, late afternoon light, the kind that slows everything down just enough to listen. And a story about a woman who never waited for life to behave itself. Her name? Pat Summitt. She grew up on a Tennessee farm, which means she learned early that work doesn't wait for you to feel ready. One day, her father pointed at a tractor in a field and said, more or less, "When I get back, this better be done." No instructions, no help. So she climbed up, figured it out, and finished the job. That wasn't a moment. That was who she became. Because life doesn't hand you a manual. It hands you responsibility and watches what you do next. She carried that into basketball, not in some fancy gym, but in a hayloft, plywood floors, hay bale walls, and games that taught toughness more than technique. No scholarships when she got to college. Her family paid. Then came the injury. A torn ACL, back when that meant your career was over. Doctors said, "You'll never play again." She didn't accept that. She rebuilt herself, came back, and kept going. Because sometimes never is just a limit someone else believes in. Then came the moment that would define everything. At 22 years old, she became a head coach. 22. Her salary? $250 a month. No staff, no resources. She washed uniforms, drove the team van, slept on gym floors. One road trip, after hours of driving, she realized, no towels. The team looked at her. She looked back and said, "Well, air drying builds character." And somehow, that wasn't a joke. That was leadership. The program barely had money. Uniforms were paid for by a donut sale. But she looked at all of it, the lack, the struggle, the mess, and said, "Let's build something anyway." And she did. She built discipline. She built standards. Her players sat in the front row of class. "Miss Class, you don't play." Every player who stayed graduated. Wins started coming, then championships, more than 1,000 wins, 8 national titles, and not a single losing season, not one. That kind of greatness doesn't come from luck. It comes from showing up every single time, no matter what you have or don't have. Then life gave her the hardest challenge of all. Alzheimer's. And still, she coached one more season, still led, still showed up, because that's who she was. So here's the truth. Pat Summitt never waited for perfect conditions. She didn't wait for better timing, more money, or someone to say, "You're ready." She started with what she had and built a legacy out of it. So if you're waiting, stop. Start with what's in front of you, your version of the tractor, your version of the field. If this story stayed with you, the full version goes even deeper. Read the full blog, link in the description. Now go on. You've got work to do.